Welcome, 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 and thank you for joining us for another beautifully blessed, peaceful, prosperous, productive, and phenomenally powerful night. We are your hosts, Tory the barber, the one and only, the only one up under the sun, and the man with the plan, the yin, the my yang, the man, the myth, the legend, FreeWillco.
Yes, sir. FreeWillco in the building. Thank you and welcome to another edition of the FreeWill podcast, where we create a community that normalizes growth. You know, for people like you and me, so we could be the best versions of ourselves, huh? What's happening, Tory? You doing today, my boy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, sir.
Mother building. You already know what it is. You gotta
Watch your mouth.
I'm trying to tell you.
Watch your mouth.
Trying to tell
How
you
you
like
feeling
I'm
today,
saying
man?
something. Man, I'm feeling good. Astronomical.
Astronomical.
Yes, sir. Yes, Lord. Thank God.
Astronomical. I like that shirt, man. That shirt,
Oh, yeah.
serious.
You know, I appreciate that. Coach.
It's not serious. It's serious.
Sirs.
Serious.
You heard me, man? I'm doing good today. How you doing tonight? Tonight? How you
Man,
feeling?
I'm doing amazing, man. I'm alive. I'm improv, and I'm
Yes,
ready
sir.
to get the job done.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Man.
Got it.
Today was today, how was today for me? Today was a very interesting day for me because I had some little car difficulties. You remember I showed you my dang muffler was hanging off?
Yes,
That thing was
sir.
critical, Cole. So I wanted
That
to
boy
find
looked
me
like
a-
he was running from the police.
Man, I'm telling you, dog. I wanted to find me a muffler
Boy,
shop.
he was
And brought that thing up in there, and they got it fixed it for me, and like that. It was cool.
They ain't hit you over the head, knock one of your braids off, huh?
Nah, they not. I mean, you know, the first time I got it done in New Orleans, the people who did it to me, where I could see that it fell apart at, it was a 1-2 job, and it wasn't secure for real to where it could stand the test of time. And they hit me over the head compared to what these people charged me. They charged me less, and they did more reinforcements, and because I had damaged it more than it was before it initially needed to get, repaired. They had to cut pipe and reshape it and add all that on there and all that, and I still came out paying less than I did initially. So I mean, but I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and that I was able to get that done, dog.
At V6 rumbling now, huh?
You heard? That bit definitely a boat. That bit humming. That bit whispering. Yeah, man, that's my day, dog. How your day going?
Man, my day's pretty good, man. I worked the shop today with myself, so I was running, I was moving around.
Woo.
It was just me and my receptionist. Shout out Big T Money, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
She be making it happen.
Woo.
But we definitely made it happen here today, man. So it was, busy. I like busy days, man. I like kind of being in the field, like to where you kind of like I'm locked in and I'm like, okay, what's next kind of thing. I like that. It's like a zone that you get in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of how my day was, man. Really busy, really focused, really locked in, so productive, right. But man, other than that, man, I'm very grateful, right?
Ooh. What you grateful for?
Grateful, man. Number one. Gotta put God first.
Yes,
the Almighty, the everything, the ruler, you know what I'm saying, my Father. Whatever. I give him all glory. I put it down. That's respect right there. Some of y'all don't have no respect. And y'all talking about, I ain't gonna serve nobody. That's a respect thing. If you don't know how to respect, then you don't deserve respect.
Yes, sir.
Straight up. If you do not know if you don't know how to respect, and you don't deserve respect, that's a fact. Somebody told me, how to become a better seller. You got to become a better buyer. You know what I'm saying?
Let me think
and that's the way that you become a better buyer, right? Like you appreciate the craft, and if you appreciate being a buyer, then you appreciate the buyers that's buying your product.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like I know, like I'm an actual driver. So if I'm an actual driver, I know how to sell insurance to people. I know what they go through every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know what it's like. I'm on both sides, right?
It's kind of like,
yeah.
If I can,
Yeah,
it's kind of like saying, in order to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. You gotta be on both sides, right? And you really can't have one without the other. It's like an up and down situation.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? How you gonna lead and never like? Come on, I really ain't anybody get into that. But man, shout out to my lady, man. Bro, listen to me. You gonna have about 30 kids when she come home. I swear to God.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm Lord. Let me take that back. I'm sorry. We gonna have 30.
Lady go
let's do 30.
That, y'all. She'll be straight up on right on the bench.
30 minus like 26, and
right.
You know what I'm saying. But listen, I miss her so much. Like, man, it's crazy, right? It's getting whatever. But I love her. I miss her to death. That's my tink tink. You know what I'm saying? My everything. My answer to my puzzle pieces. I shout out to her. Shout out Mom Dukes, man. I'm gonna give Mom Dukes some love today. That's my lady. That's my original first love right there. That's my ace boon coon. You know what I'm saying? If I ever was to be compared to somebody in this world, it'll be her. Like, she the female version of me all day. Matter of fact, that's disrespectful. I'm the male version of her. You know what I'm saying? I'm the male version of my mama. You know what I'm saying? She really like. I'm so grateful for her. She gave birth to me, right. And she spit life into me. You know what I'm saying? Anything that she had, I got it. You know, she gave me everything that she had, right? So I wouldn't be the person that I am, you know, if it wasn't for what she did for me, man. So shout out moms. I love you to that. Mwah.
I mean, what's up, where y'all thought he got the hair from? Huh?
The looks. Nah, I ain't get my hair from my mama.
Nah.
But I got the looks.
Mama hair.
Oh, she got good hair. And I got my grandma hair. Cause my grandma the only person who got hair that's just like this.
Your mama's mama or your daddy mama?
My daddy mama.
Shout out to grandma.
Yeah. Both sides got some decent hair.
I know.
You know, both sides definitely. So I'm beyond grateful. I was just telling her I got gifts. I don't even do them no justice. Yeah, I got gifts on top of gifts, and I'm supposed to be Santa Claus around this piece.
I'm trying to tell you.
You know what I'm saying? But what's up, Tory? What you grateful for, man?
Man, I am thankful for the Almighty, the All Worthy, the All Great, the All Everything.
Yep.
Gotta put God first. All praises to the Most High. I love that we do that. I love that we remember to keep him as a monument, as a remembrance, as a staple, and we acknowledge him before we get into any of this for real. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately we doing God's work realistically, and we not perfect. But guess what? We're gonna make mistakes, and sometimes we might contradict ourselves in our personal lives, or backslide a little bit. But we actually hold ourselves accountable. We gonna tell each other the real. And we gonna have to answer for what we put out there in the world on here. And then if we not handling our business out there, then yeah, we gonna have to
listen to me.
Stand on
direct reflection.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's the real.
Bro.
But yeah, I mean, I'm thankful for God. I'm thankful for my wonderful children, and I have two different parents, my awesome clients, my support system. I'm thankful for Cole. I'm thankful for everything that went like it was supposed to go. I'm thankful for the good times just as well as the bad times. And I'm thankful for the sunny days and the rainy days. Not to say rainy days are bad days. I love all days. Man, I'm just thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be alive. And I'm thankful to be abundant. And I'm going to leave that right there. Drop microphone.
Drop microphone. Abundance. You know, we got to say that we gotta be grateful for being able to be tapped into the abundance, because I would like to think that God set this thing up to where everyone has access to the abundance, but not everyone taps into the abundance.
Yeah,
you know, and we still like somebody said that if you had access to all the money in the world right now, and you only took a penny. That'll be exactly what you'll be doing at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Because of course it's not that simple as saying it, but we got access.
Measure.
We got access to these things. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado,
Let's bow our heads and give a moment of silence for them brand new subscribers.
Yes, sir. And the ones that get post notifications. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Let's give them a round of applause, man. We're going to take the time to acknowledge y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for tapping in. And thank y'all for being the best part of the free will movement, the brand, the family. Yes.
Community.
The community. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
The movement. It is, especially at this early age, you know, people at this early of a time, people usually don't jump on a bandwagon until the wagon has been moving for a while, and they got brand new tires and some rims on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they got sunroofs and stuff like that. That's when they start following, you know. Yeah. But right now it's a Toyota Corolla with 4 different tires on it. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Then the rim in the back is black, and the other 2, the other 3 is alloy.
Yeah, you heard me? That's how I look.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Yes, but listen, that engine kicking, baby. That engine kicking, baby.
What's Toyota, the Toyota model? Come on, Mr. Toyota,
what is
man.
It?
Toyota.
What is it?
We go places.
We go places, goddamn.
Something like that.
That's what it is.
It might be let's go places or something like that. It's one or the other. But anyways, we on the move.
Yeah, right. Let's go places.
Like the lease is up.
Let's cut up. Let's go places. You know what I'm saying? Let's create this community that normalize group. People like you and me. So we could be the best versions. What's up?
Without further ado, let's drop that word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street.
So I came across this guy on the internet, man, and it was crazy, man. Like, it wasn't crazy, but it definitely was. It was a breath of fresh air, I would say, right?
Yeah.
So this guy goes by the name of Project Boogie, right? He made a post earlier this week, and he was like, "Yo, like, man, like, I'm cool with my baby mom's boyfriend."
Yeah.
Right. And he was like, let me tell you why. Like, you know, why he was locked up and stuff. Like, why, you know, he messed up and was in that Bing.
Hold on. Boogie was locked up?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, wow. Boogie was locked up.
Right. So that's what the dude Project Boogie, he said why he was locked up, his baby mom's boyfriend was like taking his son to school, making sure he was good, making sure he had school clothes, making sure he was eating.
Yeah.
And he was like, why would I come home and be on some negative, like on some other stuff, like trying to beef with the man? He was like, man, that would be less of a man of me to do something like that.
Come on.
Right. And dude was out here really taking care of my business that I'm supposed to be taking care of while I was in there. Right. And that's that's crazy. Right. Like, you don't hear a lot of people talking like that. You know what I mean? Like, you hear like, man, you around my son, man, you tripping, bro. Like, you need to move around. Right. And it was a breath of fresh air to me, man, because you could tell, dude, he's straight about the gutter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell by how he talk, right? You know that he a hood dude, right? Whatever. But he on a different type of mind. Like, he different type of time mindset wise, right?
Mentality, yeah.
His mentality is different, right? And that, that means, like, so if you come from that, bro, you don't have to have that mindset. You know what I mean? So what you think about that, man?
Oh, I think that's exactly how it's supposed to go. Because we see it all the time where it could be attachment issues, unresolved love, lust, whatever's going on between on the male side or the female side, baby mama, baby daddy drama. Instead of being the village that raised the children, we using the children as pawns, and we beefing with each other, and we setting terrible examples for the kids, and we making it about our own personal interest and not the kids' best interest. So to hit this man, which is also why we shouldn't judge books by a cover all the time, because considering what it looked like, where he come from, you probably wouldn't expect that of him, but that's so mature and that's such a big up to him. I don't know what shaped his perspective. I don't know if he had his dad, but the fact that somebody stepped in his place and was raising his child in his absence, he appreciate that. And I love that went viral. I love that was a positive moment that made it across Free Will podcast desk. You know what I'm saying? So that we could push the message. You know what I'm saying? So we could push that narrative in the community and show and speak on how important it is to be like that and how it is to take that approach and have that mentality. I think that was beautiful.
And even better than that, man, because we are creating a community of being positive, right? Like this was on the same page where they have news about people getting murdered. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's big. Like, big ups to Baltimore and Cut, man, for posting that, right? We need more stuff like that inside of the community. You know what I'm saying? And we need more people. Honestly, we need more people that came from that side. They don't want to hear from us who, only, I'm not in the hood no more. You know what I mean? And to be honest, when I was in the hood, I didn't really have to be there. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? So, you got to think about stuff like that, and you have to, you got to acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But man, without further ado, so this is definitely part 2 of a 2-part series.
Yes, sir.
And what we're talking about, silence or violence.
Yes.
Right? Silence or violence. Which one? How should I maneuver inside of which one? Which one is better than the other? Are there any other options? Right? And the last thing we talked about was times when we were quiet when it compromised our integrity, our values, something that we say we believed in, but when it was time to speak on what we believed in or make moves, we didn't do it. Right? We sat there, we let it happen. Right? And maybe we wanted to say something, but we didn't. I'm sorry, excuse me. Maybe we wanted to say something, but we didn't, right? And the next one after that is like, when is the time that you didn't say nothing on purpose to where you let it was going to benefit you at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to benefit you maybe physically, maybe emotion wise. You wanted to get back. You wanted to, you know what I'm saying, whatever it was, or it was going to work out in your favor somehow. And, and to reflect back on times like that, to be honest, me personally, I don't think I was ever the person to I was never like cutthroat, you know what I'm saying? I was always a for the people kind of guy, really to the point to where it put me under, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was more of the person who was like, let me be silent so this dude could, let's get I'll laugh off of him kind of thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I spent a lot of time like that, and maybe with my enemies, kind of thing, which still ain't good, like you want to be in a place of integrity where that moves through you at all times. You know what I'm saying? What you think about that, man? You ever had any experiences where, you were silent on purpose and, maybe had a situation where you're like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let it happen. I ain't gonna happen.
I had boo those. Now I'm gonna try to remember some of those.
Tory messed up, y'all. Tore down bad.
Oh,
he wrong.
Nah, I mean, I've had those, man. I've had times where, I mean, you got your friendly competition. You know what I'm saying? You got situations where it's competition and it's just on the line. You know what I'm saying? And it's you or them. You know what I'm saying? And you got situations like that. But I remember one time I was in school, man, and I was in what it was. I think it might have was my freshman year in high school, and we had this teacher who shall remain nameless. And there was a situation in class that happened towards the end of class. We had a serious problem with phone thefts at my school. I think that was just everywhere in all
That was
schools. You know what I'm
everywhere.
saying?
As soon as
That
them
was everywhere.
iPhones
It was
dropped.
going crazy. And
Crazy.
sure enough, she had an iPhone. And man, when I tell you, so what happened was, in short, the teacher had she was just it's her desk. You know what I'm saying? She left the damn phone on her desk. And I guess she stepped out the classroom. Some people was moving around the classrooms towards the end of class. You know, the class get a little lean, a little loose towards the end of the class, and somebody went with the move on that lady's phone.
Phone gone.
Phone gone. And in the name of this person,
who shall also remain nameless,
is I knew who it was, and I felt bad because she really was a sweet teacher, dog. Like, she just did her best, you know what I'm saying? But she was so gullible, and that's really why I felt so bad for her. And of course, I didn't say nothing because there wasn't none of my business, you know what I'm saying? Granted, I would have wanted somebody to do that for me. That was my phone, and it broke her little heart, you know what I'm saying? She was crying, and she was pissed off at the class that somebody would steal from her. And it was terrible, man. But yeah, my silence, I guess that silent moment, I guess, quote unquote, sticking to the code, not snitching, it kind of, you know, it kind of, how can I put it? It messed up my integrity. I'm afraid to like that. I don't know. I'm drawing back to my words, but compromised my integrity because realistically, you know, I don't know if that answered the question, Cole, but shoot.
Yeah, nah, that one definitely more so went to the one right before this one where you didn't speak on anything where when you didn't speak it compromised your values and integrity. And which, you know, that's definitely and I think a lot of us went through that one. Like, ain't none of my business, you know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna say something for? He shouldn't have left it out, kind of thing, right? You know, and there's also a you know, the next one was when you didn't say anything and it actually benefited you, right? Like, let's say like the teacher walked out and you could have told her, hey, you left your phone on your desk, but you know if she left her phone on the desk, you would have been able to snatch that thing up. Or the Ricky was gonna snatch it and y'all was gonna, you know what I'm saying, you was gonna benefit off it or something, you know what I'm saying, somehow, right? And you know, the closest like principle I have with this kind of situation, right, is what's for you is for you, you know, just to give like a thing, you know, like I don't, many times in business, I think like people used to ask me, like I had people reach out to me, like other stores reach out to me like, hey, you mind, you know, can you teach me something? Can you tell me how to do this or whatever? And in the beginning, I'm like, nah, I don't even know how to do it.
You my op.
I don't. Nope.
You my competitor.
I don't even listen. I don't even refurbish screens no more. I know I'm refurbishing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, to be honest, right? At some point, I started to really evaluate what my character was, right? And I removed the fact that situations change principles.
Absolutely.
Right? And the truth is principles change situations. You know what I'm saying? So if the principle is what's for you is for you and nobody can take that from you, then why wouldn't I help out somebody else? When a principle is also, you know, why you're here, you're supposed to be serving serving humans for God, right? Like you give. You know what I'm saying? You give and you share. You don't hold. That's some kind of scripture, right? I don't know what it is, but it's like, you know, you don't hold, you don't gatekeep. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't gatekeep. Like you put this out there. Like they got the saying, like the game is to be sold, not told, right? And you get value from that, right? But it's to be told. But sometimes your direct, the conversation is not going to be money directly. You know, it might be a relationship, and maybe God gonna bless you on the other hand and give you more business, right? Maybe they like, bro, I tried it, I ain't with it. I'm gonna just pay you to do it when my customers come in. You know what I'm saying? Like business that I missed out on, you know, that I wouldn't have known You know, because if it's mine, it's mine. You know, and if you're in a situation, man, like if it's not meant for you and you gotta do some grimy stuff, like you breaking
Yeah.
the rules.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
And
you stealing for real. Like before you even stole, like it may not even be tangible. Like you could be stealing a experience. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
stealing another man opportunity. I mean,
You're right.
realistically, Cole, like when you say you breaking the rules, you breaking the rules of the universe. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you needed somebody to extend the ladder to you. So why would you not pay the same
Facts.
value? You know what I'm saying, to the next
That's a
person and extend
fact.
the ladder to them. So yeah, man.
That's a fact, man. Yeah, man. So don't if your thing is to be a person of great character and you believe that stuff, don't keep. Just do your like. You know what I mean? Don't be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be that guy, bro. Like But here's a juicy question, man. What unresolved conflict in our lives has turned into has turned into violence, and how is it affecting the way that I treat myself and others? Let's see. Violence. My violence era is over. I had a violence era. It was bad, right? It even kind of ended after high school. Stuff that I won't speak on, but in high school, like I used to I'm not even high school. Middle school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Middle school, man, like I went crazy. Like I'm just like, like my not being understood, like, cause I come from all the ADD, the not being able to pay attention, the not being understood. Why you this emotional about this? Why you can't get that, understand that? Why you dress like this? And I'm like, listen, if you don't understand it, I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was at with it, right? And it worked. Like we never had this conflict again. After I cut up on you, it was a wrap. Win or lose, right? Like to be honest, in order to beat me in the fight, you had to be a hell of a fighter, right? Because I'm fighting with passion, right? And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Win or lose, you got my respect, and you like, hey, hold up, that nigga Jacory, he don't like being asked questions. Don't ask him no questions at all, right? And it's just, I look back on it, man. It was sad, bro. It was the inability to communicate, right? Inability to communicate, and it was problems that left festered, fires that had never been pulled, never been tended to. You know what I'm saying? And absolutely 100%. If you have something and you didn't intentionally deal with it, intentionally have a conversation with it, about it, you can 100% know that it's still in your system and you still using it to react or interact with yourself and others. You know what I'm saying? What you think about that, too?
If I have to, not if I have to answer the question, but me answering the question,
God
answering
damn
the
it.
same question. And I was thinking about it. I was reviewing it, and I'm thinking about what unresolved conflict that I had in my life once upon a time that contributed to inner violence, and how did it affect myself and other people. I would have to say there was a point in time in my life, and I'm about to open up and I'm about to get real sentimental right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go there because I've been kind of conflicted about if I want to even express this, but it gotta be expressed.
Lay it all down on the
You know what I'm
table.
saying? They gotta be put out there because, they got other people who dealing with similar issues. You know what I'm saying? So I had a situation in my life, right? As an unresolved conflict, I had some things that occurred in my life per my actions that I had to come to terms with. I had to accept this new reality and this new change in my life. In that particular era of my life, me not accepting that, I resulted to a means of escape. And I developed what is known as substance abuse.
Okay.
And the substance was alcohol. I went out here doing crack and nothing
You
like
might
that. I
say,
just
hey, you gotta justify. I mean, you gotta go ahead on
clarify
there,
that.
clarify that, right?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I guess you can call it alcoholism, alcohol abuse. And I wasn't,
And 2020.
using alcohol to the point to where I was I was particularly a hazard to people because I get drunk and get irate and lose my mind. And I wasn't that. I just was in a depression. I was just in a place to where I just wanted to drown out my thoughts, my choices that I made, and it's just that spot in my life I was in. And so the violence, the inner violence that grew with the unresolved situation, the unresolved aspect of it was the lack of accountability and the lack of self-acceptance of my reality. And because I had that issue with myself, and because I wanted to shift the accountability, point the finger, it just turned into me turning on myself. And what I was thinking I was doing, escaping from my reality, I really was just, in a sense, killing myself. You know what I'm saying? I was harming myself. I was hurting myself. I wasn't doing myself no favors. I wasn't doing nobody else no favors with moving like that at that point in time. But so in this particular question, this particular scenario, you know what I'm saying, that inner violence was very subtle, in a sense that I wasn't like physically harming myself by like beating myself up or nothing like that. But I really was being violent with my being, with my vessel, with myself. You know what I'm saying? I was punishing myself. Thought I was escaping, but I really was punishing myself for what I had done, and then through not taking accountability. So yeah, that's my little situation.
Oh man, that's fire, bro. I appreciate you opening up like that. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's part of that thing, right? Through negative experiences, we create new experiences, and then we don't even deal with those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got compound effect. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm really tore up because now I got people mad at me because I've been drinking and all that, and they don't even, they like, why you drinking so much? They ain't even trying to get to the bottom of it. They just like, people start like you get deep, and that's something that has to be taken care of, right? And so I was talking to India, right? And I didn't know how deep you can go with this. I know you got to spend time with yourself and actually talk to yourself maybe about these situations, or maybe even talk to somebody else about these situations so they can like walk you through it. But I was talking to my girl, right? And she was like, she went through this. She was talking to the chaplain, right? At the base. And they walked her at my 14 years old was like one of the worst times for her. She lost people. She went through some situations. It was crazy. And so he had her go through the situation, go through the entire year again, and walk herself through the entire year. And that night when she went to bed, after one of the biggest situations in her life happened, she had to talk to herself when she went to sleep. Right. And she also lost somebody, and she also had to like kind of talk to them, right? And the objective of it was to get closure, right? To kind of close that out. You know what I'm saying? Like go in there, kind of go over what happened in your present state of mind, right? Because a lot of us, we made decisions back when we were small, and we grown now. We learned a whole lot of stuff. And we still have that understanding back then, right? And maybe that could even be wrong, like because we wasn't fully conscious back then, right? And so I go back and I'm realizing exactly what happened, and not only I realize exactly what happened, I relabel that by having a conversation with that self that made that label in the first place.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like that's deep, you know what I'm saying? Like that's some stuff you see in the movies, like, you know what I mean? And I told her, I'm like, I'm gonna need you to really whatever. I don't know how you. She definitely take it seriously, but I'll kind of reinforce it, like, make sure you are conscious during that because I need you to take that home to our family. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a really big thing, you know. So that's grown man, grown woman stuff right there.
Yeah.
It's some stuff like, like I say all the time, if you ain't willing to do stuff like that, then let's not talk. Let's not have this conversation of why you got these issues and why you're not growing and you just bipolar and you just got issues. Like I don't believe in that stuff. I'm not gonna hold you. Unless you bring something to me saying it's chemical, even if it's chemical. Listen, I got attention deficit disorder right now. You supposed to have all that. You supposed to have bipolar. You can't focus, like no emotional regulation, can't none of that stuff, right? And I there's a way through it, right? And we just gotta do that work. You know what I'm saying? But another example of the silence thing is, when you like, how many of us be like, yo, I'm not gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say nothing because if I do say something, it's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say something and give this person the time of day or whatever it is, mistaking the silence for strength.
Yeah.
And really what you're doing is you're cutting yourself off from cutting yourself off for any kind of growth that's there in a certain situation, and that's really a disguise for your inability to control your feelings and express your feelings. Absolutely. That's really what it is.
Absolutely.
Let's be real. Like I can't, I'm not gonna say nothing because if I do say something, I'm gonna pop off. Why? For what?
I was watching Nick Cannon podcast, Council Culture, and he had a guest on, Dr. Bryant, female guest, and he was talking about being high functioning, and he would say, like, in my relationships or in my relationship, if we reach a disagreement that escalate, that get heated, that is going to a point to where it ain't no growth, it ain't no whatever, and it's just getting bad, I'ma just leave. And Dr. Brian was telling him that's low functioning. It's like nah, it ain't low functioning. Like, I'm leaving before things escalate and go get worse. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm preventing a situation from getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? She was like, no, what you doing is actually leaving you in a sense, you was part of creating this mess, right? This conflict, right? You have your part to play in the conflict, and things escalated to the point that it escalated to, and now you're about to abandon your partner in that mess. You about to leave them to deal with that mess by themselves instead of being able to navigate it and articulate and express yourself to reach a resolve. Or even if it's getting out of hand, be able to say, listen, I understand you got your points and your views. I'm not seeing them. I got mine. You're not seeing mine. Let's just push pause for a worthy cause. And let's revisit this at a later time when the energy and the emotions kind of simmer down, and we can revisit this with with a fresh mindset. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna say this. I was gonna say every situation can't go like that because sometimes people just start on 10. You know what I'm saying? Do what you can do. Do the best you can do with your situation. But I feel like most situations you should be able to kind of like see where it's going, and I think that I guess you can call that emotional awareness or situational awareness, and then you could just kind of like derail that train before it pick up too much speed and get out of hand.
Right, man. What you think about? Because I know you used to have certain views on this, but what you think about agreeing to disagree?
More or less. That's how I handle that.
Right. More or less. More or less.
So to agree or disagree, just in general, just the idea of it, or
like what you think? Like, what's your opinion on it?
We're gonna agree to disagree. I feel like that's just another way of saying like we ain't getting nowhere. Like, you feel how you feel, I feel how I feel. We just gonna leave it right there because ain't no point at this point. Like, we chasing our tail. That's what I think about that.
Right. And you think like, like, do Cause I know at some point you was like, that's what you was on. You was like, listen, we gonna agree to disagree, and we gonna keep it pushing. Like you still feel that way?
I
Like
don't remember
honestly,
ever really. I was like that.
man, you was a agree to disagree
That
dude.
was my words, or did I have another word for another term for it?
I mean, you would, I don't know, like you would definitely use more or less, but you were like, you know what, we ain't getting nowhere. I ain't going like me and you ain't do that. It was more of a kind of like relationship thing. I mean, cause I ain't really let such things go that way, right? But I'm gonna just say what how I feel about it, right? Cause I used to do the agree to disagree thing. I'm like, you know what, you feel how you gonna feel, and I'm gonna be over. And listen, I used to be, oh man, listen to me, man. I used to be so like petty. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be like, hey, listen, you're gonna have your reason, and I'm gonna be over here with the right answer. You know what I'm saying? Just maxing my partner, right? For no reason because I couldn't sit through, and it was me giving up. Right? It was me like, because I was going inside of the point with my solution and my solution only and no other because I felt like I had done research. You know what I'm saying? And that other person ain't doing any research. So I'm like, listen, I'm coming in here. We're gonna have this conversation for you to understand. Right? And that is never, even if you are correct, that is never the attitude to have, right? Not even with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have, like, learn how to focus on strengths. I mean, focus on truths, right? And facts and stuff like that, right? And I'm not going, if we can't get through this right now, we're going to go ahead on and revisit that thing, and we got to figure out, it's just like understanding. If we can't understand, that just means we got to go deeper. If I can't understand you and can't understand where you're coming from, then that means I need to listen more. If I feel like I have more understanding than you do, and it's you, cause like we know who's trying to get their point across. Like, I don't know, like I feel like in most conversations or arguments or whatever, there's one person who's like, no, you're not seeing my point. Rarely there's both people that's like, you're not seeing my point. You see what I'm saying?
There's usually one person who feel like they just being misunderstood.
Right.
Opposed to it being both people feeling that way mutually.
Yeah, both people like, oh, you're not seeing my point kind of thing.
So there's less of that. You saying in most cases, in most arguments.
Let me think about that. I don't know.
Yeah, because typically when you have an argument, you guys are arguing from two different positions. You know what I'm saying? From two different points of view, from two different perspectives. And yeah, I think when it comes down to having a situation like that, even to agree or disagree, I kind of want to touch on both, but they kind of one and the same almost. But most cases where I've had that, first of all, to agree or disagree, I'm not. If I was like that, I'm not like that no more. If it get me through the moment, I'll do that. I may result to that, like to de-escalate or to just like push pause and we're gonna resume later. But I cannot leave a conversation without us. I'm gonna just say this: without me knowing that you understood what I was saying. Like, even if you acting like you don't want to hear it, like if I know I broke it down to where you can't even really argue with it no more. Like, I'll leave it alone then. When I know you not accepting it, not because you don't understand it, but because you just don't want to accept it. You still feel unvalidated because of your point. My thing is, we can see, like, my thing is, you don't even have to see my point first, because I'm going to see your point. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to see your point, and I want you to see my point. And I want you to know that it's not about right or wrong. It could be a simple shift in perspective. It could be, we both could be right. A lot of times, both people are right. Both parties are right. They're just in defense of different aspects of the same situation that they was in. They experienced it from two different angles, and neither one of them are necessarily wrong, but maybe both parties need to be more considerate moving forward. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we be having too much pride in our mental locker, so to speak. Like, this is my experience, and my experience was this, and you don't understand my experience. Like, I think we do that, and we take that, like, just because that person didn't experience it, there's no way that you can understand, you know. And that comes from a lack of, time with that experience, like you still trying to figure something out, like you still trying to like, I don't know, man, like that's definitely a dark hole to where there's something there though, to where maybe people can comment on that, like, why do we take so much stock in our mental possessions to where we want someone to feel where we're coming from, and we want to win the argument rather than come to a solution. You know what I'm saying? And I think definitely, hands down, most of it is because we got a whole lot of feelings there. Like, it's like, I'm gonna sell a car, but I ain't drove it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't drive the car first. Like, and you trying to sell a car with the emotions that you ain't drove it yet, and it ain't worth that much. You know what I mean? And I think that it shows lack of lack of work, lack of work that has been done inside of this thing, man.
Yeah. So I want to push this out, Cole. If I can shift the focus a little, just a little, right? Let me ask you this. What would you lose? Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. Y'all bear with me. I'm effing up production, y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute. Knocking the camera out
It's a mistake.
Nah, but what would you lose again if you allowed yourself to fully express what you've been holding back in silence? What would you lose again in a situation?
What would I lose or gain if I allow myself to express what I've been holding back in silence? Let me tap into my old self, man. I would lose the ability to not feel rejected. Is a possibility. Sometimes me saying something, sometimes me, saying something is like me being vulnerable. Right. And what I'm bringing it to can either steward that vulnerability or not. Right. Like, if I want to tell To something and To be like, man, you a punk. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, man, I'm never telling nobody this thing again. Right. And so, but on the other hand, right, if I express it, something I've been holding in for a long time, To actually helps me out. Like, he comes through. He has some answers or some insight, or maybe points me in the right direction, or just makes me feel like I'm not crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not retarded. Or that that was an experience. Kind of makes me feel alive, right? Then I get that, right? I feel like I'm alive. I don't feel like I'm alone. Like, it makes me feel more human. And that's a weight that's lifted off my shoulders. Something I don't have to carry on my own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just a few things from my experience that that I have, man. A lot of things that I spoke on that I've never told anybody, and I spoke on, and I was like, wow, like, why have I been holding this in this entire time when this was a major part of me? And arguably one of the best parts of me, and I'm shielding it off, right? So I'm not even at 100%, even when I'm at 100%. And so, yeah, man, that's what you think about that, man.
Well, I want to touch on something you said about being rejected in the beginning
Hmm.
of your statement. And I actually think that when you hold in something, especially something that's bothering you, for instance, or something that happened to you, you know, a lot of times people reserve the right to express themselves and to speak up for themselves in fear of being rejected. But actually, I believe the opposite happens when you hold on to something, when you don't speak on something that needs to be spoken upon, you actually reject yourself and you deprive yourself of the opportunity to get out what need to get out, to
Right.
get help in the situation. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you don't take the shot, if you don't take the chance, if you don't, become vulnerable, allow yourself to become vulnerable and speak up, you deprived yourself, you rejected yourself of the opportunity to get help. You know what I'm saying? With what you may need help with or what you may be struggling with. So that's something that I just wanted to speak to.
Yeah, for sure.
Speak to for that point. What you think about that before I kind of get into it?
Yeah, man. That's a perspective that is very rewarding. I
Mm-hmm.
think we all go. Someone who comes from someone who is like if you're that person,
Mm-hmm.
you're probably thinking the way that I say it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. I fear rejection. I don't want to be vulnerable, and I put it out, and I just I'm not. I don't get what I need back, right? And
Mm-hmm.
first thing first, right? I have gotten rejected before, and rejection is something that you're going to get rejected. Let's just put
Mm-hmm.
that out there, right? There's no like avoiding that, right? But something that I've learned from rejection is, and everybody don't need to like you don't need to be talking to everybody. Like some
That's a
people
fact.
have these experiences, and they just like you just give it to anybody, any little Joe on the street, or even somebody who like we have this term, bro. We'd be like, that's my best friend. Why is that
Mm-hmm.
person your best friend? You know? And my best friend was because we was getting into some bull crap together, and both had we both was all you know what I'm saying. We both was comforting each other around certain times. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like let's up the standard on best friends to where my best friend has to actually provide solutions to my problems, because that wasn't what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what a true best friend is. A true best friend will, actually get you out of a situation to where we don't even have to be talking about the same stuff
Mm-hmm.
over and over again, right?
Facts.
And but to my point, like I'm talking to my so-called best friend about these things, and she's not qualified or he's not qualified for that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like people go to school for years for psychology, for
Yep.
therapy, for this kind of stuff.
Yep.
And you just giving it to anybody. So, you know, first things first, for a worthy situation, you need a worthy source.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A worthy whatever, a worthy source, right? I'm gonna leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think about that, man. You don't actually embrace the rejection, It's just like failure. Embrace it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And move forward from it.
Facts. Yeah, I think rejection, to touch on that, rejection in itself is I think that is I hear something a lot when when we talk about something that I hear get brought up a lot in therapy and in therapy and conversations that I hear a lot is unmet needs. What needs are not being
Mm.
met. And I think what's tied up into that is that concept I just said, which is rejection. And I think that rejection in itself could be a whole conversation on its own. And I think a lot of people suffer with rejection. I think even when it comes down to, the lack of confidence, whether it's being rejected from yourself or from the outside world, or, and rejection show up in a whole, like, I feel like rejection have so many different masks that it wears. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's contingent on different places. It could be in, applying for a job, or want to talk to that girl that you always wanted to talk to, or, actually just opening up and being vulnerable, like what we're talking about right now. But rejection is something that I think is the fear of rejection, rather. The fear of rejection in itself can definitely, I think it can be cancerous to us, and it an inhibitor. It kind of stops us from growing, from wanting. You'd rather stay comfortable than to, expand and broaden your horizon, or just switch up and take a leap of faith. You know what I'm saying? I think that fear of rejection ties into that fear of failure in a lot of cases.
Yeah, man, work gotta be done. Work gotta be done. That's what I get from this, man. Like, you have to, this is actually like changing oil in your car, like changing your oil filter, like getting your like, what I'm saying, servicing your devices, coming getting your grass cut at your house. This is and it's even more than that. It's like drinking water. It's like breathing, to be honest. So every minute, every second, every hour of the day thing, to where I have to make sure that I'm good, and I have to analyze my interactions and stuff like that, to make sure I'm not carrying no trauma or creating new trauma. And I have to, of course, not be silent about it. And to be honest, violence is just a buildup of too much silence. That's how I feel, right? I feel like I've been silent for this thing for so long, and so I just exploded. You know what I mean? And that's what. So the silence is the most important thing here. Like, speak up, bro. Like, speak up. Speak up to yourself. Speak up to your partner. Speak up to your boss. Like, speak up to everybody. And the worst case scenario is you're gonna get you experience that you gotta learn from. Worst case scenario is you're gonna get you some rejection that you gotta learn from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so to be a better person, you have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
You gotta have that courage. You gotta have the balls to interrupt your silence. You know what I'm saying? And if not that, then you don't have if you can't comfort yourself, if you can't do what it needs for you to grow, then you don't deserve to be that. You don't deserve to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't deserve to be that. We always, like, we look at the Instagram, we look at the pictures. Oh, I won't be like that. I won't be that kind of person. This dude do work all day, every day.
Thanks.
And it's ugly.
Yeah.
I'm talking about grown man tears crying. You know what I'm saying? Grown men on their knees, like you ain't trying to do all that, bro. Like that, and that's the real issue. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me add this.
For sure.
To speak to what you were saying, in a way, I actually heard this earlier. Nice guys finish last.
Let them know.
Why do the nice guys finish last? Because they are not. Think about it. You too passive. You too nice. You too considerate. I think I think too much of anything is unhealthy. It's got to be some sort of balance. I think there's a difference from, and so what I do want to add this, like, to what you were saying, like, if you having like those confident issues, study the bull. If you really think about a bull, when a bull is in a ring, in the man, they got a name for him, but he got the red flag, the red little sheep. The bull locking on his target, and he go head first. He go head first straight to the target. He ain't thinking about nothing else. He ain't worrying about nothing else. He going straight for the target. And if you had to choose something to kind of mimic or to, to kind of borrow values and characteristics from, study the bull. And then do what you got to do to make it happen. I think there's a difference between like in that phrase, nice guys finish last, is because it's like, if I'm out there, like, I made it to the door first, I'm gonna walk through the door. I might hold it over for you so you can, you know what I'm saying, so it don't shut in your face, but I'ma still go, and opposed to letting it in and letting you go, and then you get the last, you know what I'm saying, when it was really meant for me, for real. You know what I'm saying? In the example that was kind of like given earlier. Yeah. But pick a target, pick a wall, a spot on the wall, and run through it. You know what I'm saying? And then you get what's for you. You go get what's for you.
I'm saying though, like what you try to do? I'm saying, like, what are you trying to be? What do you want out of life? Like, don't think you about to go through the wall with that's already got the construction on it and think you about to make some headway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now we need to go ahead on and turn around and go through them bricks. Right there, head first. If you really want to make some headway, if you really want to make something happen, right? Like I was talking to somebody recently, and I'm like, bro, you gotta free yourself. Like, you gotta you literally have to let everything go. You gotta surrender to life, surrender to God, like, and really let everything, like just give it all away. Like, you holding on to stuff that has no. Oh man, I love ET, bro. ET said you gotta you holding on to stuff that. Well, he didn't say you holding on to stuff, but he said you doing stuff that's cotton candy.
Yeah.
Right. You holding on to stuff. You holding on to stuff that has no nutritional value at all. It's cotton candy.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead and leave the cotton candy alone, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like put it down. It's literally not serving you at all, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, like, what you lose, you literally you throwing the whole life away just for some, like, a quick, like, me even, look, listen, okay, you might go through it for a whole year. That's a long time. I'm not gonna lie to you. And that year might make or break you. But what if you make it through that year? What if you make it through? Yeah. Picture who you would be if you face your biggest fears, your worst demons, your hardest fights.
Yeah. And one.
Who would? And one.
I love that point, Cole. I love that point. And one. Oh man, the difference between somebody actually conquering a goal and not is they're too worried about the wrong what if. I mean, there's two sides to every coin.
Talk to him.
You could say, what if I lose? What if this happen? What if I go bankrupt? What if I lose? If you go bankrupt, make it again. You made it once, you can make it twice. But what if I lose? If you lost this person, that person wasn't for you in the first place. But what if why you got all these negative what if I's? Like, what about the positive what if I? What if I do win? What if I do succeed? What if I do build that business and it become everything that I dreamed it becoming and more? What if? What about the positive what ifs? I think that's the difference in success and failure. It's what ifs are you building a case for? What ifs are you proving to be true? What ifs are you attracting into your reality? I mean, it's because the difference is we've all had something that we truly wanted and we said, I'm gonna go get that regardless. Even I don't give a fuck if the car break down and I gotta walk the rest of the way, I'm going to get it. It's nothing ain't getting in my way. And you go get it. And you go make it happen. Because the what if, it was already guaranteed. You already said I won. You already said I succeeded. And so you just followed through.
Right.
So I would just say.
And listen, you can't do, I'm sorry, but you can't do both at the same time.
Indeed, no, you can't.
You can't. It's either you focusing, either you stressed out about the bad stuff, or you stressed out or happy about the good outcome. You know what I mean? Either way it go, the thing that you fantasize about the most or think about the most is what you're actually working towards. Right? And here's the thing, here's the trick of life, right? Somehow, naturally, we are negative. Somehow. I don't even know how that is. but I've heard it multiple times, and I actually, it might be true. I know from where I come from my culture, from my family, it is true. I don't know if that's true with humans, but like I feel better. Like I was just telling somebody, like, bro, to be honest, bro, I feel good when I listen to T-Lanes. Like when I listen to the heartbreak music, like the connection that I get is like it's strong. Like they get deeper, but this ain't my reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I really be connected with it. It's hard for me to listen to the positive. Like I got a tolerance for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the trick of life right there. Like I need to find out how I could be obsessed and have that same connection with the, you know what I'm saying, with the good stuff. Like like T-Lane's like why you left me? I should be like, she gone. Who next? What's next? You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm off that. I learned and I'm on a new thing. What's happening? You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like a toxic cycle.
That what I mean?
Nah, but I feel what you're saying, dude. Don't drown in the negative.
Right. And I'm saying, like, you know, like, yeah, listen, if you're doing that with that relationship, you the problem. You know what I'm saying? I'll be keep juicy, you the problem, right? But like a lot of like that counts as a violence, right? A lot of violence is not what we think it is. Like any self-sabotage is a violence. If I'm sitting there and I'm singing that music, I'm reminiscing because I to be honest, bro, I'm keeping G with you, right? I can't listen to that music without thinking about where I was when I first started listening to the music.
Yeah.
And who I was with and what we was doing and how I felt. It's just connected. That's why I resonate with it so much. And the reason I don't resonate with the other stuff so much because I don't have enough stock in it yet. Like I don't got enough experiences. Like I ain't won enough yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't bounced back enough yet to where I have conviction when I talk about it because I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't stayed steadfast long enough to get them game winners. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why some people win so much is because they've been winning so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta be the one to change that, bro. Like you gotta be the one to change that, or else it ain't gonna, like you gonna have to leave it up to your kids to make it happen. And your kids somebody gonna have to make it happen.
Yeah.
Either you gonna be the struggle and you gonna be the one to hold the gun to the old you, not figuratively. You know what I'm saying? Like to really talk, the old you gotta die. Like if you ain't willing to, like that's the sacrifice. So I be thinking about that, bro. I be like, man, like I literally will have to sacrifice, cool. I know we not a whatever, but like I gotta say that because the leniency gotta go. You feel what I'm saying? Like the old me that want to party, that want to chill out, that want to cool. Like I still got a relationship with that, and I gotta cut them off.
Yeah.
I gotta take and I gotta bury that coat for the sake of my generation. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of my legacy. Like I can't do it with that. I can't take both of them with me.
Absolutely not.
I can't take both of them with me. And what's messed up is buku people gotta go with that too. Yeah. Once I stop being silent, I start talking, and I'm realizing like I start talking to me. I'm like, Cole, you gotta go, and other people gotta go with that. Like that's heartbreaking to me. Like I gotta go through funerals.
Yeah.
And that's how serious it get. And I'm just like, bro, like I'm actively developing the balls to make it happen. I'm actively developing the courage to do what it takes to really like this ain't no little boy talk. Like I really still have little boy habits, and I can't make it with that. You know what I'm saying? You know? And it sucks. But that's like, you know, that's what the work looks like, to be honest.
Man. That's the cost to be the boss, y'all.
Man, look at this dude. It's 9:25. And people be calling you late at night. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. Go
Boss
ahead.
close. No, you good. I said that's the cost to be the boss, cool. I mean, I like how you wrap that up, man. I love that the illustration. because that's what I believe it looked like too. You know what I'm saying? And I still got some cojones to develop. I still got some courage to gain. I still got some, I still got some old habits to kill. Like still got some funerals to attend. Yeah, figuratively speaking, of course, y'all. But more or less, I think that is widely what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? To open up a new chapter. And because I ain't trying to extend it no longer than necessary, but when you say you gotta die, you gotta die, you are where you are today as a result of that old mindset, because of that old you. You don't have what you wanted because you didn't get that desired outcome because of that old you. And if you're gonna get something greater or be something greater, create something greater, you have to become something greater first in order for that to happen. You gotta be before becoming. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you gotta be something new so that you can give life to something else.
Facts. Facts, too. Man, that was amazing, bro. I listen, I want to apologize, man. We definitely, we still learning this stuff, and we're not as consistent as we want to be, and as far as being transparent, that's what we want to do. And we realized something kind of towards the end of the podcast, and we had to turn up towards the end, And so I apologize for not giving y'all 100% in the beginning, and I apologize to me too, and to you too, for not, figuring out putting time into figuring out how to unlock the ability every time. Like I gotta get, I gotta get mad, or I gotta get uncomfortable for a while. Like that buffering time need to be cut off. You know what I'm saying? But we still learning, we still making it happen. And if you made it this far, listen, I appreciate you.
Yes, Lord. Thank God.
And we're gonna continue to grow, and we're gonna continue to release that super hot fire.
Yeah.
No point intended, man.
But without further ado, that's gonna damn near be a what you call them little sound bites. Without further ado, we just want to personally thank each and every single one of you for being here, being live, being improv, being present, being pleasant, being the best part of the Free Will podcast, being the very foundation of what it means to become the best version of yourself and live in color. We want to thank y'all for sharing this moment with us, sharing this platform with us, sharing this experience in life with us. And we appreciate y'all for accepting us in y'all life and dedicating y'all priceless time and investing that, depositing that into the Free Will brand, the Free Will lifestyle, the Free Will family, the Free Will culture. Thank y'all. We will be back next Friday, 8:30 Central Time. And of course,
don't meet us there.
Beat us there. Yeah. See y'all on the next one.